We are going to study the design of an aqueduct. So let's go through the question first. The question: design a suitable cross drainage work for the following data. So we need to design a cross drainage work suitable to the condition or data given below. So let's go through the data first. First of all, the canal data is given. The full supply discharge in the canal is 25 meter cube per second. Full supply level FSL equal to 200 meter. Canal bed level is equal to 198 meter. Side slope of the canal is equal to 1.5 horizontal is to 1 vertical. Depth of water in the canal is equal to 1.8 meter. Canal bed width is equal to 30 meter. So these are the data given about the canal. Now let's see what are the data given about the drainage or the river. The high flood discharge is given 380 meter cube per second. High flood level equal to 195 meter. High flood depth is equal to 3 meter. General ground level equal to 198.5 meter. Hard soil is available at an elevation of 191 meter. So these are the data given about the drainage or the river. Now using this data, we need to design a suitable cross drainage work for this condition. So how we know that the suitable cross drainage work is aqueduct? That we can get from the data given. About the drainage data and the canal data, if you see, we can understand what type of cross drainage work is suitable for this condition. So first step we have to do is that is to find whether it is aqueduct or it is siphon aqueduct or whatever may be. In this question it is given that the high flood level equal to 195 meter. High flood level is for the drainage and canal bed level is equal to 198 meter. That means if this is the canal carrying water and this is a river or the drainage, or in the question sometimes stream may be given, whatever may be, the natural drain that carries water. It is moving from the upstream side to the downstream side. So water is flowing from the upstream to the downstream. So when the river or the stream crosses a canal which is carrying water, here we need to provide the cross drainage work. So sometimes the canal may be at higher elevation, sometimes the river may be at higher elevation. Here in this case, the canal is above the river. So how can we understand that? it is given that the canal bed level is 198 meter. So this is the canal bed level, that is at 198 meter elevation. And the high flood level in the river, in this river or in the drain or in the stream, the maximum level or the high flood level that is possible, maximum can come up to 195 meter. So still we can say that the canal bed level is above the high flood level. The canal bed level, if it is above the high flood level in the river or in the stream, then definitely it is an aqueduct. And also we know that the canal bed level is above the river bed level. It is already understood. And moreover that the high flood level in the river is below the canal bed level. The canal bed level is at the higher elevation. Okay. So this is the case of an aqueduct. So the first step in the design is the design of the waterway. So we'll come to the design of waterway now. So as we discussed, the canal is at the top and the river is at the bottom. Here we can see the canal is at the top and the river is at the bottom. River may be originating from some mountain or hill. So that side will be probably the upstream side. The river will be going to the downstream side and it will be reaching the sea or the ocean. So the river is flowing from upstream to the downstream. And now let's see the canal. Canal, it may be coming from a reservoir or maybe from a weir, whatever may be. And maybe probably it will be going to the field or some other, for the purpose whatever it is made for. So this is the case of the aqueduct, and in this region we need to provide the cross drainage work. It is similar to the bridge carrying vehicles across the river. It is the same case. The difference is that in the bridge, along with the road, vehicles are moving. Here in the canal is carrying water. So in the both the cases, in the case of the aqueduct or in the case of bridge, we need to provide a structure that carries the water or whatever may be the vehicles from one side to the other. For that structure, that is called here as cross drainage work, and for that we need support, because the river width may be large. So depending upon that and the amount of water coming through the river, the discharge through the river, that will be sometimes high or less. So depending on all these things, we need to design the waterway, that is the length through which water is moving or water is passing from the upstream side to the downstream side. So this is the general structure we can see in the case of aqueduct. The canal is at the top. As we discussed, it is moving from the reservoir or the weir to the field, from the reservoir to the field. And from the upstream side to the downstream side, from the upstream inner side to the downstream outer, the river is moving. So to carry this structure, we need to provide support. At the end, we provide abutments. This is abutment. And for the abutment, we need to have foundation. In between, we have some other supports, that is piers. This pier. And for the pier also, we have this foundation. So in between two piers, the area through which the water is passing, it is the bay. So here in this figure, we have 3 piers and 1, 2, 3, 4 number of bay. Okay. So this is only to explain about the abutment, pier, bay, foundation and the canal. Now let's come to our question. So we need to design the waterway, the length through which the water can flow from the upstream to the downstream. For that design, we are taking the Lacey's regime equation. What is Lacey's regime equation? It is L is equal to 4.75 root Q. So what is Q? Q is equal to discharge. So Lacey's regime equation, it is to find the length of the waterway, which depends upon the discharge flowing through the river. So the value given, it is 380 meter cube per second in the question. So L is equal to 4.75 root 380, which is equal to 92.6. The answer obtained is in meter, 92.6 meter. So 92.6 meter is needed for the water to pass from the upstream to the downstream side. Including the pier also. So here we are providing 9 number of, so here we are providing 9 number of bay. You forget about this figure. Here we are going to provide 9 number of bay, and each bay is having 9 meter width. So in between the bay, we need to provide piers. So if 9 bays are provided, that means in this question we will have to provide 8 number of piers. Like here we had 1, 2, 3, 4 number of bays. So 4 number of bays we provided 1, 2, 3 number of piers. Like that, for 9 number of bays we need to provide 8 number of piers. And each bay is having a width of 9 meter and each pier is having a width of 1.5 meter. So what is the total length? 9 into 9 plus 8 into 1.5, which is equal to 93 meter, which is approximately is equal to 92.6 meter. So the waterway that is provided is 93 meter. So in that area where the river and canal is crossing, the waterway required is 93 meter. So the next step in the design of the aqueduct is canal waterway. Canal waterway is this portion of the canal. So let's explain once again the case of aqueduct. The canal is above the river. And when the canal and river cross, where cross drainage work is provided, the length of waterway provided is 93 meter, that we designed in the last step using Lacey's equation. So the canal is coming from the reservoir or the weir, whatever may be, and it is going to the field. So at the cross drainage work where the canal and the river meet, 93 meter length is available for the canal, 93 meter length. And in the question it is given that the canal is having a width of 30 meter. The canal width is 30 meter, canal width. But if you are providing 30 meter width and 93 meter length, the structure will be more heavy and it may not be economical also. And we need not do that. Only we need to carry the water from the upstream side to the downstream side. So we can reduce the width of the canal in the portion where the hydraulic structure is coming. We can reduce the width, or we can fume the width where the hydraulic structure is coming. So first of all, fluming is done. The canal was having a width 30 meter. It is flumed to a width of 15 meter. 15 meter. So at the portion where the abutment is starting, this is the abutment. At the portion where the abutment is starting, we start the fluming also. We are reducing, we are contracting the width of the canal from 30 meter to 15 meter. And when we reach the section where the abutment portion is completed and the length of the waterway starts, then after that the width of the canal is constant, that is 15 meter. Here it is 15 meter. And up to the next abutment the length is 15 meter. So after the width of the abutment is over, the canal compacts to its original width, that is 30 meter. So here we need to expand the canal. So expansion is done. So in the first case contraction is done, and in the later case expansion is done. So let's see how we are expanding and how we are contracting and how we are expanding the canal. The canal is contracted from 30 meter to 15 meter, as we said. And the slope we are providing is 2 horizontal to 1 vertical. 2 horizontal to 1 vertical. So this portion is taken as vertical and this portion is horizontal. So if we extend this portion straight, we can say that this width is the same, 15 meter. So remaining there are 2 portions, one is here and the other here. These portions, these vertical portions, it will be equal to what? The sum of the vertical portions will be 30 minus 15. 30 is the total minus 15 if you do, we will get the sum of the vertical and if you want to get the vertical length, we can divide it by 2. So the length of contraction to get, first of all we are finding the vertical length. The vertical length for this single portion is 30 minus 15 by 2. 30 minus 15 divided by 2. So we'll get one portion length. So this is the vertical length only. We need to get the horizontal length. So that is the length of contraction. To get the horizontal length, we are multiplying the vertical length with 2. Why? Because the ratio of the vertical and the horizontal is 2 horizontal is to 1 vertical. So whatever may be the vertical value, its double is the horizontal. So therefore the length of the contraction equal to 30 minus 15 divided by 2. If we do that, we get the vertical portion length multiplied by 2. We are getting the value as 15. Okay, that means here it is 15. We got the contraction length as 15. Now after that, the length of the waterway, as we already got from Lacey's equation, 9 number of bays, 9 meter width, 8 number of piers, 1.5 meter width for each pier. After calculating that, we got 93 meter in the previous step. Now let's come to the expansion part. So the canal is moving from the reservoir area to the field or whatever may be, wherever it is going, let it go. So from the expansion part, we can understand that the canal is having a width 15 meter here, then it regains its original width after the abutment portion is completed. So the total width after the abutment portion is 30. Here it is 15. Okay. So to get this vertical portion and this, we can do what? 30 minus 15. If you do, we get this vertical plus this vertical. And if you want to get this only, this vertical portion only, we can do what? 30 minus 15 divided by 2. Now we got the vertical portion. Now we need to get the horizontal, this length, horizontal length. We know that the horizontal length is 3 times the vertical, because the expansion, the ratio taken is 3 horizontal is to 1 vertical. It is given. If it is given in the question, we can take whatever value is given in the question, or if it is not given, take expansion 3 horizontal is to 1 vertical, and contraction 2 horizontal is to 1 vertical. So we know that it is 3 times. So length of expansion, that is this length equal to 30 minus 15 divided by 2 multiplied by 3 times, so into 3, which is equal to 22.5 meter. So this length we got as 22.5 meter. Okay. So expansion length is 15 meter. The width of the waterway is 93 meter. Then contraction is 15 meter. Width of waterway is 93 meter. And expansion is 22.5 meter.